Alright, Journey, what's good? Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Some fucking weird lantern fish floating by outside in the dark. I don't know. Barn Dog, what's up, brother? Good salute. Good to see you. Salute. I just woke up. I just woke up. It is that time. My young prodigy calling the song of our people. 4 o'clock in the morning already. Praying to the praying to the porcelain gods. Same here, just waking up, getting ready to go to work. That's what's up, brother. It's a different kind of life. You gotta get up the crack of dawn. It's a little different kind of life right there. My fucking OCD. My OCD's requiring that I match all the tops with the bottles, even to go fucking 15 feet. Doggos get more water. Ain't that right there, bud? Yeah, ain't that right there, bud? Come here. You want fruit bat? Big overgrown fruit bat. I suppose y'all gotta go outside. Yeah, I do too. Oh, let's all go outside. Bark at the moon. What are you doing on that side? After you. Ladies first. Shut up. Thought I heard something weird just now. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody down here. Anyways. Bro, last Saturday I had a few beers, first time, very long time. I don't think I ever drank again. Hungover for days. Yeah, I get that. I get that once in a while too. I'll be like, maybe I should get drunk just for no reason, just for the fuck of it. And then it passes. Ancient world, welcome to the live. It's 4:37 a.m. here in Pensacola, Florida. No, I'm awake this early because I have a infant. Yeah, I got an infant. Bloodworm Jim, welcome to the live. Danielle Rodriguez, what's good with you? Free Taiwan from America? Did somebody just say free Tibet from China up here? Some strange people out there. But what's good with you, Danielle? How are you this fine morning? He didn't even make it. Didn't even make it the time it would take me to make a bottle. I might have to wake him back up. How's our little bunny doing? Little bunny, little bun bun. You're Lakota. I've been sober now 9 years. No methadone, Suboxone, broke cold turkey in prison. Damn. That's fucking. That's rough right there. Congratulations on how long you've done it. Clearly, there's no going back. For some people. Yeah, there's just no going back for some people. If they haven't yet, they probably won't. Morning, Dave. Good to see you. You're up for a short bit. That's good. Rad snacks. What would happen to the timeline if I went back in time and slightly pushed every chair in your house to rad snacks? I'm not even sure anybody would notice. That's how ineffectual of a that's how ineffectual of an effect your presence would have, especially here. Everything's good, Dave. Everything is good. Everything is as it should be. You know what I mean? As well as can be expected, right? As well as can be expected. Don't trip has it right there. Any trip or any trip, any change would have consequences. Corey Dog Bills Hilliard. What's good with you, brother? Corey Dog Bowls Hilliard. It's a mouthful. It's a bit much. It's a bit much to be trying to pronounce 4 in the morning, but we're getting there. We're making it happen, right? 20 years on heroin, going in and out the system. You know, my man. Oh yeah, yeah. From a profile pic, though, you look like you cleaned up, doing nice for yourself. That's always good. It's always cool to see that. It's too easy. It's too easy just surviving it. You got to do something else with yourself nowadays to really impress people, anyway. It's no longer enough to just survive it without checking in or being a piece of shit. Of course. Of course. Always, man. Everyone's going to get their flowers here. If you got something that's commendable, I'm going to let you know. Definitely going to let you know. I don't think enough people remind each other out here when they have things to be proud of. Too busy competing. Too busy competing and being in contention with one another. But yeah, Loney, you're new here? Well, welcome to the live. I'm having a USA Day in UK today. EJ Brandy, Coca-Cola, and Marble Gold cigarettes. E&J Brandy is probably about the grossest thing you've said all morning. I call that shit irk and jerk. Yep, Dave, it's baby time. You need to go out and feed my homies on the streets. That's definitely what's up, man. It's probably good. I mean, it's probably why you're doing good today, if you are. Because like I was telling my viewers yesterday, my life has completely changed, right? It's not even slightly recognizable from what it used to be. I feel like I spent the first half of my life preparing and training and fighting like some used up and obsolete fucking you know, used up and obsolete fucking assassin or something. And now, the thing about it is, if you spend the first half of your life like living destructively, hurting, taking, dominating, then you have to provide the balance. You have to counteract, right? You have to counteract that energy that you put out there, right? By doing the opposite. So now I do a lot of raising, I do a lot of feeding, nurturing, right? I'm cultivating peace. I think that's the only reason why it's working. Right? It's the only reason why it's my life is succeeding, and even though I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's only working because it's in balance to everything that I've already done. I suspect that's going to go over a lot of people's heads. It's a bit much for people. First baby, or you have others. If it's your first, say don't blink. I blinked. My son's already 18 months. Oh yeah, Loney, I believe it. It is my first, and it is going by fast. It's already 4 months. Um, we already got like lost out on a lot of opportunities just to put him in a bunch of little outfits that were given to us or we bought ourselves because he was so big that he pretty much just went from infant to like 6 month old fucking clothes. So like a bunch of like 3 month old clothes and shit we just completely skipped over and just gotta gift them to the next person. But yeah, it was like in the top like 20th percentile as far as the size he was for how old he is. He's big. He's big. Definitely big. Finally got the feds off your back. That's good, man. That is good. The only way you succeed is by winning, right? And the only way you win is by not giving them one fucking shred of iota of a reason. Nothing, right? Just zero, zilch, nada. That's what I always say. Zero, zilch, nada. Nothing. Don't give them any reason to ever come into your life and dictate to you what you can or can't do. You make sure all your I's are dotted, all your T's are crossed, that you're always where you're supposed to be, and you're always doing what's expected of you. And no one can fuck with you, right? Pay your bills, go to job, or pay your bills, pay your taxes, go to work. You know, take care of your responsibilities. There is, I guess you could say, a footing that comes from doing everything you're supposed to be doing as a man, being where you're supposed to be, right? There is a sense of security and peace that comes with that. The same way that you feel like you're in trouble for calling off the day of a day of work and you're not even sick. That same kind of security. Low kidder one. It's amazing though I'm 39, it's my first, and I went trade for the world. Same. I'm 40 years old. Got a woman pregnant. I wasn't supposed to be able to have kids. Yeah, it is, Danielle. It definitely is. And I appreciate that. I'm to go in here and wake them up, feed them. I just woke up though. I figured come out, smoke a little. Bloodworm Jim, how you doing? I'm on the payback journey as well for all the shit I've done to myself and others. Something new today, though. I've been practicing meditation and trying to find my purpose in life. Payback journey. That's exactly what it is, Danielle. A payback journey. I like that. It's people don't understand. There is real just there has to be balance in life. You know, there does. Even being good, you can't just always be good. Like that's not realistic. It's not. You know, um, even that. There has to be moments where you counteract even that. That's probably a hard concept for people to understand. But nothing, nothing in this life can exist in absolute by itself. It has to exist in balance with whatever was made to counteract it, right? It's the black to its white, the hot to its cold, the heavy to its weightlessness. Like everything has a pair, opposite end of the spectrum, right? Everything exists in balance. So, payback journey is a very appropriate name for it because I've spent my whole life being selfish, getting high, hurting others, not giving a fuck, not apologizing, right? Destroying, being destructive. And so, one way or another, life is going to wring it out of you. And you went to the feds, right? Yes, I did. Bloodworm Jim. 12 years. My wife and myself tried for 18 years before it happened. Damn, dude. Could have had one in college, but it happens on time. Yeah, yeah. That's why I tell people, even even when it comes to like family deaths or just anything unexpectedly tragic, that shit doesn't happen before it's time. Nobody's dying before God had intended it. You know what I mean? Like these things happen when they're supposed to happen. And if they didn't happen before, it's because it wasn't meant to happen before. But then again, like I said, that's too deep for a lot of people. Too deep for a lot of people. Justice was good with you, brother. Been most of the night pondering some really strong decisions to make. That's good. I hope that I wish you the best and those decisions. They sound like they're serious. Sound like they're a big deal. Doesn't Native Mob run in the feds? Yes, they do. Yin and Yang. Yeah, that's right, Danielle. That's exactly it. Low, 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 low. I'm a professional tattooist. How do you know that I'm not earning? I feel bad for cannabis users in Texas. They can't even smoke without getting arrested or enjoy freedom without seeing prison time. Damn. Yeah, no problem, Loney. Or is there bigger organizations than NM? Absolutely. Absolutely, there's bigger organizations than NM. Native Mob barely are able to walk wherever they go. They're able to walk all the same yards Warrior Society walks, which is why they're allies, which is why we ran together. That was the case when I was in. I don't know if it's the case anymore. I know I went a long ways in straining that alliance. I went a long ways in straining that alliance. I tested the fuck out of that alliance for them. You know, they had been allies for a long time, and as most people know, or if you don't, then now you do. Warrior Society is a predominantly Southern Native gang, right? It's as strictly Southern as the fucking Southsiders when the homies from the West Coast. You know, it's very unheard of to see a Norteño just pick up a Sureño flag, right? But that's about as unusual as it was for me to represent Warrior Society. I am a Northern Plains Indian. That gang originated out of an Arizona state prison in the 70s. Okay, nobody aside from Navajos and Mojaves and Pimas and all them have represented Warrior Society. But I was an exception to that rule. Right? I was invited twice, as a matter of fact, to join the ranks. And I denied it the first time. The second time, which was much, much, much later, it appealed to my ego because of the rarity, right? The rarity of the fact that a super fucking super Sue, would be invited to join their ranks. That appealed to my ego, and I accepted it. I accepted it, and I ended up taking on some pretty wild goals, some pretty wild missions that were fun to somebody who did not expect to see the light of day again on the other side of the fence, or to even outlive my usefulness, right? But that's why I say, it's like I feel like a former obsolete assassin. It's because I spent a lot of time moving around in the shadows, undetected, getting targets on a list who are unaware of my affiliation because I was basically a sleeper agent, right? I was an unmarked sleeper agent going where my affiliation isn't welcome, going undetected behind enemy lines, like a spy, like a fucking spy. That's literally what it feels like. I have memories. I have memories of close hand to hand combat training. I have memories of disarming people of knives, using their own knife on them. I have memories of training and doing push ups, punching the fucking corner of a bunk bed wrapped up in a bed and a fucking sheet. Spent a long time becoming a weapon. And now I'm out here warming up bottles and burping babies and feeding baby bunnies. Shit's crazy. This shit's a trip. Actually convinced some fucking woman to bear me a child and leave me home every day with it alone. It's an amazing thing, right? Amazing thing where we'll find ourselves. No one is getting prison for smoking pot. I hope not. The Legend of Lakota. What's good with you, Gary? Hatfield, good to see you, brother. What do you feel about a native joining the Crips? Bloodworm, I'll be honest with you, bro. I've never seen that pan out well for the bro. I've never seen that pan out well for the bro. I don't know what it is about natives and Crips, right? But for whatever reason, every time a native has ran with the Crips, they were always accompanied by some really unfortunate blemish on their track record, right? They either checked in somewhere or left a thief somewhere, or left their homies hanging somewhere or something. It's like every time I've seen a native Crip, there was something that followed them because whatever it was, I remember too many times now having to approach the Crip car and tell these people, hey, we have issue with this dude. We're going to get him. We're just letting you know. You know, you can have issue with that or you can step aside and let it happen. But he ran native previously. He ran native the first 3 or 4 fucking prisons he was in. He suddenly jumped ship and now he's claiming Crip or whatever, but we're going to smash him. And you guys could either stand with him or stand to the side. You know, it's up to you. And every single time they have stood to the side. Not once, ever, have I seen them stand with their bro and say, "Nah, you ain't doing bro like that. You go against one of us, you're gonna go against all of us." I've seen them do that when it's one of their own, when they look like them, when they came from the same state, but I've never seen them do that for a native. And every single time that native Crip gets punished right in front of their boys, right in front of their homies, right? The ones that carry the same flag and are supposed to obligated, right? Obligated to represent each other. And they never do. Lifetime choices, figuring what's best for me and my mental and physical health. Absolutely, Jay. That's good. Nate's wife, old, are you the 43-year-old who lives in farm? No, I'm definitely not. Or you're talking to somebody else. I don't know who. Old Glory? Are you talking to Old Glory? South Texas rocker. I've been consuming cannabis in Texas since the 80s, legal or not, right? Tell South Texas rocker. Might make a quick move and see if it soothes the soul. Hey, all you can do is try, bro. That's all you can do, right? I heard about society. Society ain't playing. No, they're not. And they're not big either. Not in the feds. They're just impactful. Right? It just takes a couple of them to be really, really fucking impactful. 2 of them on any yard, and everybody's going to remember them. Whatever they did to get jumped off that yard or whatever they did to get shipped off that yard, I guarantee you every single person is going to remember them. What's a fully black feather under the eyes mean? Bro, at the last festival I went too hard, had those, he was from Arizona and Mexico. Um, Under the eyes? Nothing. Not under the eyes. If he's got 2 feathers hanging from something on his neck over his heart, then you got something to be worried about. But 2 black feathers on the face, probably covering up some fucking girl's name. Probably covered up some girl's fucking name, his cousin's name or some shit. Good morning, 420. Good to see you. Welcome to the live, Steven. Good morning. What's up? You're not done yet, Nietzsche? Bucky. Linda Garucha. I don't know what you're saying. After I heard of the Indian Brotherhood, them and Native Mob are most of the ones here from the reservation. Yeah. Indian Brotherhood ain't nothing to play with either. Yeah, Steven, it does. It's nothing like taking care of something you created. No, it's not. Dude, nothing is like that. It is kind of the ultimate responsibility, right? I mean, it's like you having a baby is the cavalry showing up, right? Like you couldn't do it, right? Whatever you were going to achieve, whatever you're going to do in life, it's done with now, right? Like that's it's a wrap. This is your priority now, right? This is your hope and your dreams for the future, right? You could still pursue the things you want in life, but this is his run now, right? Like you had your run, you did good, but now it's time to pass on everything you learned, everything you fucking thought, everything you feared, like all of it. Now you have to invest it all into this little guy, the cavalry, right? And you got to prepare him to go further than you did. So, Linda, I don't know what the hell you be saying. Your stealth work is like the Indians sneaking into enemy's camp while they're sleeping to steal their soul. Wasn't a thing in the old days. Yeah, it was. Yep. Crips in general are dumber. Damn. Silver medalist, tell him how you really feel. I've only seen Native Bloods and Native Southsiders. Montana had res side click. They are Serenos. Yeah. Stephen, I've met many Samoans. I probably wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for the Samoans I met. Like straight up. One of them, his name was Big Eddie. Eddie Sua. I went to his 23 and 1 lockdown program with him. And that was a rough place. Super rough place. It's only the elite of the elite when it comes to the most crash out and most dangerous inmates. People here, like everybody does, it's just the default, right? The default is everybody here will kill somebody, right? That's the part that's the elephant in the room, right? Everybody here is a killer. So that just doesn't even have to be said. It doesn't even have to be stated. We're all killers here. So, but he was my cellie. He was the one that was coming with me into the rat cages, where the COs can set you up to get really hurt, depending on whether or not you piss them off, get them mad, whatever. Have you got to meet a Crip smarter than me? Mimi Wunsch, are you happy with what? Baby and the mother of your child? Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys in prison and being in combat, do they do anything for you all leaving prison for PTSD? We do share a lot. We do share a lot. I only know that because my PTSD therapist, the only one that was able to work wonders with me, was a former Marine. And he did a couple tours, came back, got really bad on alcoholism, destroyed a marriage, drank himself into the bottom of a bottle. Um, was pretty close, right? Pretty close to swallowing the end of a fucking barrel, and made it back, right? Clawed his way back to the land of the living, and went on to help others, you know, find peace. And I was one of them. And yeah, there was a lot of did me really good having somebody who's seen combat twice to bounce my thoughts off of and stuff. It was really beneficial. More so than that was the EMDR, right? If I wasn't like as close and as trusting with the guy, I would have never agreed to try EMDR just because, which ended up working for me. It really did. It's because of they jump ship from one organization, they soon will jump ship again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're gonna run CRIP, especially a native CRIP, you better run that shit your first fucking prison. Most people don't, right? They come in, they look at the native car, and even the native car is only like 20, 30 people tops. But like in California, we had shit. There was only like 3 or 4 Crips on that whole yard. They got crashed off the yard at some point before I got there. There wasn't a lot of them. There wasn't a lot of them allowed to program there. They were keeping them relatively small in numbers. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah, but yeah, they're already, so they get there and they see, okay, there's the native car, and then there's 3 or 4 Crips. Well, fuck it, I'll just run with the native car because there's more of them here. Then they do that. Then they go to another yard where the Crips are, they're set up a little bit better or whatever. Or they got more for themselves in the unit, so they decide to run Crip because they're better suit, they're better situated at this prison. And then it comes out later on down the road that they didn't run Crip the first yard. So that's stuff like that is what's going to get people hurt and get them hurt real fast. If that's what you start with, you stay with it. Scotty, what's good with you? OMG, it's Kami. You trying to write 16 bars in the chat? You gotta spread those fucking rhymes out, dude. You can't rhyme 3 times in a row. You gotta end those at the fucking on beats. Stealing some raspberries. But yeah, dude, you ain't no Eminem. You ain't no multi-syllabic rhyme scheme formatter. It's time to go feed old Timothy McVeigh. Scotty, whatever works. I like sativa. Just a fan of sativa in general. Silver medalist in the pen, in the feds, mainly in the feds, though. Yeah. Was that what it was? They went to steal horses. I thought it had something to do with torturing your enemy while they sleep. Christopher Mills, what's good with you? Shout out to Humboldt, Cali. Me, I would wager that. Yeah, I would agree. It's a fair statement. Somebody blocked me. Don't be scary. Yeah, everything plays out for a reason at the right time. Absolutely. I'm from America. OSR, send V. I believe it, Gary. It's good. You probably needed them young. I'll go on my other account. Go ahead, bring it over here so we know what it is. Yeah, Steven, I'm definitely familiar with him. Sativa, Hybrid, or Indica. I'm a sativa fan myself. Simones are good people. Most definitely good people. Well, you're just slamming that shit, aren't you? You're just going to town. I wish y'all could hear this. He's fucking slamming this bottle. Gave him 6 ounces. So 2 of them already gone. The CEOs are the real bullies. They sure are. Glenn, good to see you, brother. How you doing? Steven, my best friend, was smoking. We did 5 deployments together. Lost him my last one. This married today is a warrior. They all are. They all are warriors, brother. Dogs and cats are prisoners to help them cope with prison. I definitely would love to see that. You know, America is a combat zone, my friend. It definitely is. You step outside your door, it's a combat zone. Anytime you step outside your own house, just know you could die today. The universe can just have you snuffed out for no fucking reason. Hell, it can do that right inside your own home. If it really wanted to. You're about to start EMDR? I have high hopes for you then, brother. Just know it worked for me. glad to see you out. I'm meeting good people in here. Steven, you're definitely welcome back anytime. Anytime you want to come through. Can you not join a gang, or does that make you a target? As far as what? I mean, yeah, if you join a gang, you're making yourself a target. That's just how that goes. Doing better. Taking my mom for her injection in the morning. Just battling on as we do. Damn. Moot, I appreciate you weighing in on the live there. You play some Samoan music, bro? I don't know any Samoan music. Yeah, we definitely have Miss Glenn. Tongans? I've met Tongans over in the feds, but like not outside of the feds, no. Mimi, he is just over 4 months. Less than 4 months in a week still. Where are you done? Big old dude, even bigger heart from East LA? Yeah, I bet. Maddie, hello from Russia. Two minutes, please play this song. Dynamic Wing Buffalo. Yeah, he's sucking that bottle down. He definitely was. It's already less than 2 ounces. Come here, you little milk monster. I'll turn you so you can see the TV. Good. Everything? All the burps? All the burps? Seems good. Goofball. Goof. On what? Where's your music, Steven? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was black. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ampass, welcome to the live. What's most I could do is just welcome you for who you are while you're here, brother. Type of song on YouTube, RSA band, tout. Oh, okay. You're scaring me. Corey, right? I appreciate that, Steven. So I work with Samoan and Tongan people, great people. They would give you the shop. They definitely would. That's exactly what they would do. David, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, Glenn. Um, there's been some things physically that are starting to kind of just mess with me. And yeah, it would probably benefit, at least help eliminate that as a root cause. Not being active, not being physically fit. What? Can I help you? Oh my god. This kid just fucking pours milk everywhere on him. Close your eyeball. There you go. Ah. South Texas Rocker with a glorious blessing. Your baby, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Chevy, good to see you, brother. Welcome to the live. I'm maxing my credit out. Gonna party for a month in UK. We are preparing for nuclear war with Russia, so we don't have long left. Damn, dog. I hope that's not true. But I mean, yeah. If it's really gonna hit the fucking shit's gonna hit the fan, man. Party like it's 1999. You getting jelly roll white eyes? Ha! Oh, that's how you say hi in Native American? Bendy ahoy? No, it's not. Just throw me to the floor, white eyes. I'm gonna take some good walks and see places I grew up as soon as it's all gone. Damn. Damn. Time wait, yes, I am native. I sure am native. We all can become ill, yeah. Yep, we sure can. Half an ounce. Think your son will give you prompts like you did your dad? I do. I do. Regardless of how I raise him, regardless of how my dad raised me, he went to prison, never mentioned it, never talked about it, never even admitted to it, so that I wouldn't grow up idolizing, you know, that as a milestone of any kind of, you know, milestone of manhood, trying to be just like the old man or anything like that. But my grandma told me that there is a male curse on the White Eyes family. And every single one of the males in my family have seen incarceration. Even my uncle. Even my uncle. Falsely accused by a woman. Sent to prison. And forced to live in there for a few amount of years for something that he didn't do. So a girl woke up, realized that she had some sex with more than one guy at a party, and claimed they all raped her. And that wasn't the case, but this was long before everybody had cell phones and see how much it actually happens. How often, men are lied on when it comes to that. It does happen. It definitely happens enough on its own every day that we don't gotta lie about it. So I've told a few stories I frequent. Then when food gets bad, I will come and take food. That all, nothing more. Yeah. Right? Responsibility saved you. Yeah. Good to see you. Sorry if it is a nosy question, but does your son have a mom around? You know something? I don't fault you for asking that because none of you have ever seen his mom. As far as I know, I don't think any of you have ever heard his mom. And that's for a reason, right? That is for a reason. That is me as a man protecting, my woman, my family. Yeah, you see him as a kid right now, but you're not going to recognize him when he's a young kid, an infant, or an adolescent, when he starts school or anything like that. Y'all will stop seeing him long before that. So I'm not worried about that, but yes, he does have a mom. I don't understand our government here in AZ. We have a housing crisis here, and they are moving people out of their homes so they can build wider roads. Of course. Of course. A curse, not personal responsibility. No. Nope. Like I just said, men in my fucking family are going to prison whether they deserve it or not. Yeah, David. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I said I must have been a real piece of shit because I was like 30 some years old before I was able to take the wheel, take the wheel of my own life. Before that, it was definitely paying for something past life. Yeah. I don't think Mama was with me when I went at Spencer's. Maybe she was because she works in the same vicinity, and if she's on break, she could have ran into us there. But was just curious if you're a single father, happy as both mom and dad. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't fault you for asking about that. I think the only reason why everybody else hasn't asked me that is because they know somebody's footing the bill around here, and it ain't me. It ain't me. Yep, yep. Gotta protect them, keep them safe. Privacy is everything. Ruth, good to see you. Good morning. Welcome to the live. Yeah, Hatfield. Why do you think they call me White Eyes? It's not because my eyes are white. They're actually quite red and low a lot of the time. Love You Forever? No. No, it's not. The one who managed to get me out of prison no longer walks this world. No, nope, I just take care of everybody in it. Yep, always with the stoner eyes. That's me right there. Now, quite honestly, it's a strange operation, but like I've said since the very beginning, I was scooped up. I was scooped up by a well-established woman, and you know, she had plans. She even gives me the money, so I feel like I'm in control. She even gives me the money to hold. Well, she gives me the money to hold and spend as I see fit. Whatever I need, whatever we need, whatever the dogs need. God damn it. Laundry room light on. Still on. Sorry to hear about that. Happy you found your family though. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was it was hard. It's hard to get past. Sometimes it may feel like there will never be another situation. You'll never find another reason to live. I felt like that a couple times in this world. And it does pass. You don't ever forget them. But it does get easier. You do find new purpose. You do find new love. Not the same love. It's not a love that you can ever compare to what you had. But if you're lucky, it'll be unique in its own right. Will you go sit down? I'm not going nowhere. Sit down. Relax. Try it once. Jesus Christ. When you get a German Shepherd, you will literally just about to sit down, and if he sees you look like you're going to go somewhere, he'll get right back up and follow you around like, God damn. They're changing the laws here. Instant 12 months prison for breach of bail. Juveniles and adult. Damn. That's rough. Times are getting rough if they're doing that. Yeah. Red eyes with the sugar mama. Communicating crimes. Yep. I'm a sugar baby. Yeah, there's probably a lot of truth to that. Love You Forever. There is a lot of truth to that. Yeah, David, the dog is my keeper. Followed me here into the kitchen just because. No snowplow. That's right, huh? It's because snowplow is gonna join us. Usually she pops in. She's usually up, whether I send her a notification or not. German shepherds are shadows. Yes, they are. Negan Goodson. I'm a wizard. I don't doubt that. You probably are. Yep. Big old fruit bat. You instantly hear that tail start going. Oh, fruit bat. Big old fruit bat. Yeah. Damn, what a face you had when it froze. Look like Justin Bieber? I don't believe you for a second, because somebody will come in here in the next 5 minutes and call me fucking Danny Treyu. Who's eating toilet paper over here? Huh? Who the fuck is eating toilet paper? You looking hella guilty over there. Did you do this? You looking hella guilty. Nah. Yeah. She did it. You do this? God damn it anyway. Hell no, not Danny. Yeah, dude. Danny Treyu. Been wanting to try his taco stand. You can see the guilty face. You sure can. You absolutely can. I could tell who fucking peed or who shit just by the way they act. He better not snitch. Yeah. Bear was like, shit. You better take that weight. She took the fifth, yeah. Lilos, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Neej. That's why they're too honest, man. They're too honest to creatures. They are too honest to creatures. They don't know how to deceive. They don't know how to lie. My God. Yeah, this Grizzy and the Lemmings is fucking hilarious, dude. I became a big fan of this recently. so true. Why that is, they are honest creatures. They definitely are. Jafari Bombari, but what? Jafari Bombari. That dude from the other stream said he was being followed and had to call the cops and ended the stream. Damn, no shit. He should have stayed on stream, or at least told somebody else to call the cops for him so that you all could stay with him on the stream. Yeah, right. He dipped himself in some kind of fairy juice and got sprouted wings. 420. Yeah. No shit, huh? Yeah, it's scary sometimes, man. I hope he figures that shit out. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. But it's time to change. Old June bug here.
You are way too excited. Jesus Christ. It's all yellow from fucking spit and milk. Ooh-wee. Smelling like a boiled egg. You a boiled egg? You a boiled egg, kid? Too goddamn strong. Too goddamn strong, kid. Yeah. Yeah. Is that right? You tell me all about it. Bam. That's just like 8 seconds flat, I tell you. Alright. Can you get yourself back in your clothes? Yeah.
He's got the rest. Okay. Dude, I was trying to remember the name of that cartoon name the other day, David. I can think of a few homeless people I see often on live. How are they homeless, but like have a phone and Wi-Fi and all that? I mean, it's cool. It's just the bar of poverty isn't what it used to be, right? You can have a phone and a fucking plan and a network and still be a bum, apparently. Wasn't my cup of tea, man. I can't stand watching people pace back and forth with a sign asking others for hard-earned money. Damn. Some people that will watch it though. The chat was killing you. Yeah, yeah, Matt. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with giving them food. If that's really what they're asking for, and that's what they're advertising that it's going to go towards. Then they should have no reason to have a problem accepting money. Cut out the whole middleman experience, right? Just bring them a fucking Happy Meal. They should take that shit gratefully with both hands. But most of the times, they're going to look at you with the problem, right? I feel like Boo Boo beat steals the picnic basket. He got chased by some dude in a silver truck. Damn. Some cheese, daddy, curdly milk, some seasoning, voila. Yeah. Yeah, right? Wake and bake time. I haven't played Fallout in a while. It's been a while since I played Fallout 76. Justified. Good morning. Good to see you. Damn. You're right. He starts crawling away. That's going to be issues for sure. They get free Wi-Fi from businesses. That's okay. Steven, if I do, it's gonna not strike the channel. It's just gonna copyright claim the whole video. Can't tell you how many times that I walked up to a homeless person and just said to them, "Hey, I'll buy you a sandwich in the store or whatever." Oh, you can't give me cash? They say, yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I can't sleep, at least I got to see baby piggies. Ha! Yeah, I sure did. I don't mind helping people out, you know what I mean? But I'm certainly not giving them money to shoot heroin, whatever they use it for. Yeah, exactly. A lot of the times, I hear a lot of people tell me that the same people that make it a career choice to stand on the corner of Walmart over here have hotel rooms. Right? They have hotel rooms that they have paid months in advance from panhandling. And some of them have vehicles parked in the fucking parking lot of Walmart. And they go over there and they get in it, fold up their fucking sign, and they take off to the next spot. It's a grift. It's a grift, unfortunately, for some. There are some people out there that are actually hurting but it's always the few who ruin it for the many. Yeah, unfortunately, they can definitely leave a person jaded. Every night after work, that's my relaxation. Yeah, I love 76 too for a while. Me and my girl played it at the same time. And then I moved on to something else. I think it's Diablo. I think Diablo 4 grabbed me after that. Me and my girl started playing Diablo 4 together. And maybe even moved on to Harry Potter. I've been all over the place. I'm all over. I play for the premium member plus, so I can play, stream, download any game in the library. So I'm all over the place. Playing Spider-Man 2 right now, and I have it on the hardest setting, and I'm still just kicking ass. So I'm gonna go through and play the first one after I beat the second one, probably tomorrow. Play the first one again. I don't think I played the first one, but I played the second one and I played Miles Morales. I don't think I played the first one, so I'm gonna go through and beat it. Absolutely love you forever. You have to help yourself before you can help anyone else. Don't get him a big wheel, he'll run away from home. Last video game I played was the tabletop Space Invaders. Man, I don't even know. And an anarchist on YouTube almost sounds like an oxymoron. How so? I'd actually like to hear you explain that. For one, I don't think you know what oxymoron means. Now, if you would have said an anarchist paying property taxes, you might have you might have been onto something there, right? Because I am actually fully integrated and perpetuating the very system in which a lot of you place a lot of security, a lot of security in to keep you safe from people like me, right? I pay the salaries of the very people you call to feel safe when someone like me gives you problems. So therefore, I am a pillar of the community. I'm literally paying for the order in which you rely on to feel safe at night. That's more convincing with a name like anarchist to be more of an oxymoron than it is for someone with the name anarchist to be on YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Or is this too deep for you at 4 a.m.? Black Ops 2. I never did get into the COD, right? See a lot of vets panning, some got real stories, the rest BS. Yeah. Yeah, Matt, I wouldn't either until I had a kid. And there was a lot of 2.5, 3 hour increments where I couldn't really go far. Yeah, I couldn't really go far or do anything other than just sit there and game quietly and until the baby needed me. I started gaming a lot more again. In fact, I mean, I would normally be gaming right now, but now I go live at this time to see who's all on, who all needs a, you know, who all needs a friendly face, chat to talk with, meet good people. Far more beneficial than just gaming by my own, right? Carpal tunnel. Tonka trucks from back in the day were full on straight metal. They could survive a crash with a real vehicle. A huge Karen at your work. Diablo 4 is a solid choice. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I haven't been on it in like since shit. Something to do with witches. They had some season update about witches. Which I don't even know. Pac-Man is the shit. David, I had a Tonka truck when I was a kid. I used to ride my Tonka truck down the street, right? You fit both of your knees in the back of the truck, and you use your hands to push yourself down the street. But if you live on a hill, you can ride that motherfucker down the fucking street at like Mach 10. I remember come hauling ass down the street, leaning on the Tonka truck, and I got my head down, and I'm like, all like all fucking like the bobsled teams, right? Trying to be aerodynamic and like lean for the corners and shit. And I'm flying through the fucking intersections and shit. And my mom comes hauling ass out the house barefoot. She's like, fuck. She comes running after me, and I'm like fucking flying down the hill 15 miles an hour. This shit was funny as hell. Old school Donkey Kong used to make me rage. Used to make me fucking rage quit, man. Do you cause problems often? You seem like a really kind guy. Jafari, I used to be the type of people that they wanted locked up. Right. I was. I belonged in prison. And while I was in prison, I got a lot of shit out of my system. I was able to overindulge. And I grew out of it. And I chose peace. I was able to actually overindulge, chose peace, and came home to a woman who wanted nothing more than to see me happy. Yeah, they are worth money now. What nation do I belong to? Rosebud, Sioux, Lakota. Yeah, justified. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Micro machines. I did forget all about those. I definitely did. Same justified. Rap Ruth. Totally 100. I had a few micro machines. I used to have the old school Nintendo handheld, Donkey Kong, and Oil Panic when I was a kid. Then I discovered drugs and girls in that order. Yeah, that'll do it. Girls and drugs in that order is a recipe for disaster for young, dumb, cum filled men. Miss the 90s? Yeah. My 90s were the shit. Rode the Tonka like a skateboard. I was like 8, 9 years old, riding both knees. Like I was sitting on my knees like this. That's all you would see is a fucking big old head go fucking hauling ass down the street. Excuse me, sir. You were supposed to get yourself dressed. What are you still doing? Can't do nothing around here.
What do you do? Huh? What do you do around here? Bam. See, just like that. No, you don't need to zip it. There. Just like that. See how easy that was?
He likes the camera. He seems to be aware when there's a camera. What is that? Who is that? Who is that? Is that you? Is that you? Big old chonkers. Little chonky guy, huh? Yeah, Glenn, I feel you there. I did the same thing with mine. We lived in the mountains. We had that shit down the mountain. Hell yeah. Super daredevil, man. I would do crazy shit as a kid. Thought I could jump my Tonka like Evil Knievel. Yeah. I did 6 years in Ironwood State Prison in Cali, and then I did 3 years in Chino Prison in Cali. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're out. Doing better. Lonely. Just World. Yeah. You guys remember the plastic car, red with the yellow roof, and you sat inside and used your feet like a Flintstone car? Yes. Yep. I got stuck in one of them motherfuckers one time. Glenn, I had somebody in the chat the other day who remembered doing that with me as a kid. They were like, "Remember you used to jump us every time you come over from?" I was like, "What?" I also gave them a bunch of my toys and stuff when I was like 13 years old. I went out, got laid one day, came home, and gave all my toys away. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. I went out there, I was given my first taste of ass. I came back and was like, I don't need these anymore. I'm fucking grown. Gave all my favorite toys away, man. Shit broke my heart, but I'm glad he remembers it to this day. And we're already creeping up on 2 hours. Fisher Price, yes, that's right. That's who made them. Stretch Armstrong was a hell of a toy. Jafari Bombari, I'm glad you're at home here. We definitely use more peaceful souls around here. $4.20, that's funny. That's cool, Jafari. I got no problem with that, man. Play us while you listen to shit. Play us while you work out. Play us while you run errands. Radio Flyer, yeah, the Radio Flyer wagon. I forgot all about that. You remember the movie? The guy had like a, man, what was that called? Him and his little brother had to like escape from their dad. There was like some kind of like kid's imagination with it too. But they really made a wagon that would fly. I think they had like imaginary monsters, or they thought their dad was a monster or something like that. There was something else to it. Pogs. Man, I was never into Pogs, but I loved collecting the slammers. I had a bunch of slammers. Never understood the whole Pog part though. That's exactly it. Love you forever. Issues with authority, being controlled. That, and I think we were just the fact that we were the last group to be recently domesticated. You know, we were still half a, well, 500 years ago, we were still pretty wild, you know. We were still pretty wild. Yeah, Dave, 15 seconds of fame. Even more good looking than a few days ago. That's funny. Yeah. Chicken and waffles. That sounds good. Man, I had some killer grilled chicken from KFC. I'm not even lying. We had KFC earlier or yesterday. Actually, those are Halloween lights. It's always Halloween around here. Babu, what's up, Goofy? And what's up with that face? Is that the Undertaker? Got somebody who believes in wrestling calling me Goofy. I still play with toys, so do I. Hell, I might start collecting like Spawn action figures again. I did actually. I bought a Violator a couple years ago and never added it to it. Extreme Bikes, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, no, if you grew up in like the 80s, 90s, and early thousands, we all did the same shit. It's only after like the early aughts that growing up stopped being a similar experience to what we all experienced. You remember trying to collect all the homies' toys out those little gumball machines? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Why is there half a used condom on the tip of this? I hit the ground in the mid 60s. Oh my God, Justified. He stood up. Yeah, mine's trying to stand up. He'll stand up if I like. He'll lock his legs out completely, so if I balance him, he'll stand on his own. But other than that, he just kicks the entire time, like he's doing right now. Look at him, just chilling there in front of a bunch of dogs. What are you doing? There you go. There you go. Give him the sniffins. No, what the hell are you doing? Well, was big into Pogs. Yeah, I remember those homie toys. We start EMDR tomorrow. Was really not having much hope about it. Excited now, man. Yeah. What did you do with your binky? There it is. The thing about it, and this might be unique to me, my understanding of life kind of requires you to believe in some certain truths. Okay. For one, you have to believe that energy is eternal, right? Energy is eternal. Energy doesn't come from nothing, right? Newton's laws, physics say, for every action there's a reaction. What goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. All that, right? Nothing comes from nothing, right? Something comes from something. You'll always have to have one force to exert for another force. You know what I mean? Like, it literally just doesn't come from nothing. Everything is transformed into another form of energy or whatever it is. Okay, so it's like, okay, well, if energy is eternal, then that means things like consciousness and souls exist. And they don't cease to exist just because you stop breathing, right? So now you start thinking in terms of like, right, like what are we? We are energy, right? We're moleculars, we're structures of atoms, protons, neutrons, all that, were a conglomerate mass of energy that theoretically isn't exactly solid. We could phase through other objects if we had enough know-how, right? Theoretically. But we don't, right? But anyways, there's a lot of truth to like sounds, healing sounds, right? Like the healing bells of the monks. They had tones, frequencies that they hit in the pitch of their meditations. The that stuff. Like there's reasons that some of these things have been passed down centuries. There's a reason every fucking bell was cracked. It's because they were healing. They had healing properties. There's something just fucked me up. But anyways, I was already partial to the idea that we are energy. Right? Energy never dies. It'll cease to exist in one form, but it will continue on in another, whether we're able to perceive it or not. That's just a law that transcends race, ethnicity, everything, right? So, EMDR is tone, frequencies, vibrations. So I was already partial to the idea that that's what we are. It really made a lot of sense that that would also be what would heal you. You get what I'm saying? So maybe you'll have a better outlook going into it now that, you know where I was at with it. Pogs and slammers, yeah. Damn. 8 cigarette butts? Shit. Yeah, extreme bike builds. I want to collect all the Spawn figurines again. Escape to Witch Mountain? I'm gonna look it up right now. You're only 25, Jafari? Shit, man. 15 years on you. Escape to Witch Mountain? I don't think that's it. A movie about Radio Flyer Wagon. This is it.
Okay. Guys.
but you could fly.
God damn it. What the hell happened? Movie about radio flyer wagon.
Mom, room's great. Let's wash some clothes. Fix Samson and shit. Pick the poop up and the grass is watered. Okay. Guys! Yes, Mom, what's wrong? Nothing. Oh, Mom.
Remember when you couldn't drive, but you could fly? When life was full of wonders, nature was full of mysteries.
This is it. Definitely
The
it.
world was full of monsters.
Ready?
But for two brothers, one monster was real. Hey, what are you doing up? And living in their home.
Everything's gonna be okay. I promise.
He was chasing me and I couldn't get away.
Harvey! Now, their only hope is to fight
That's fucking
back.
Frodo Baggins right
Big
there.
idea. That's what I'm calling it. Because it's so huge and dangerous.
What was his name? Elijah?
The weapon they have, their imagination.
Radio flyer. Struts have to be strong. Those are his tools, Mike.
They don't make movies like this anymore.
We have time. You have to go tonight. Color up, please. Soup. I love you, Bobby.
When fear becomes courage, dreams take flight. Radio Flyer, powered by imagination.
Hell yeah. That was good. So you know my favorite movies to watch that is very underrated and a lot of people don't talk about is Falling Down with Michael Douglas. I don't know that one. Witch Mountain was my era? Yeah, it was. Voltron Die Cast Toy? Nope. I'll definitely check it out, Matt. Yep, he's getting closer to running. Yeah, running off. Yeah. Cigarette butts and ash in your mouth. Jeez. All because of a burger. My son walked at 6 months, had the stairs mastered at 8, 9 months, and decided he was riding my oldest one's 20-inch bike at 2.5 so he could reach them. That's funny. Hughes Pipe, yes, I am Native American. Now I see why you got silenced. You know, Broadway walking batteries. Think about that. Exactly. We are. That's exactly why when we have debates about the purpose of the existence of humans, I grant a lot of credence to harvesting, right? We're a harvested resource that has to be kept oblivious to the fact that we are the product, right? We are the product. Yeah, it's definitely some trippy 4 a.m. type conversation right there, but yep. Hughes quit acting like a child, homie. For real. Yeah. My son has mad skills, I have no doubt about that. Yeah, they'll find their way out, Matt. They always do. They find their way in, they find their way out. I love what he's saying about energy and frequency healing. He's a smart man, emotionally intelligent too. That kid is going to be very intelligent. That's the hope, right? That is the hope. Yeah. I kept trying to time him out. I didn't want to pull up the options. I finally got it. That's good. We are almost like CO2 content with energy because of the sun. Easy? Yeah, you're right. It's funny that we put out the CO2, the very things that breathe off our CO2 give us oxygen, right? That's kind of crazy. Sarah, I appreciate that. Jesus loves you right back, I'm sure. Ha! Justified, that's right. You already know. Snowplow, good to see you. Welcome. Good morning. How's your night been? I appreciate that, Marsfield. Thank you for the 100. Oh, I need to put something on for him to watch, otherwise he's gonna start throwing a fit.
The story begins far, far away from Earth, in a dark corner of the universe. The perfect stage is set for something impossible to happen in absolute secrecy. Suddenly, the piece of this cosmic void is torn apart. A colossal structure simply materializes out of nowhere, trapping whoever is inside in an incomprehensible space nightmare. The scale of the abduction is absurd. The story begins far, far away from Earth, in a dark corner of the universe. The perfect stage is set for something impossible to happen in absolute
Mainstream music is turned to 440 hertz, and old classical music was 432 hertz, which is known to be soothing and healing. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of fucking hertz, the hertz and stuff. I mean, you can go down some rabbit holes. Makes you wonder. You got to be careful though, because they're right there, right along the edge of the same boundaries. The flat earthers and the fucking moon is fucking hollow. You know, straw fucking tinfoil hat wearing kind of theories. You think Black Elk was vibrating at a high frequency? Yeah, I do. I just had some through so many of these treatments at the VA. It's always been the same. I have hope now. Thank you. No, for real. Yeah, no, there is. There was also there was something to do with the way they explained it to me. Right, the woman. There was a woman who created it, who invented it. I think she was here. If I'm not mistaken, I think the person that invented this was from my area or something like that. But what had happened was they would drive to and from work the same way, take the same route every day. Right? We're creatures of habit, right? We follow routines. We love routines, right? So she take the same way from work to home, right? Every day, which brought her by the river. She took River Road as a part of that commute. And every day the sun would be setting. The sun would be setting over the water, or it'd be reflecting off the water, and it would be like hitting her in the eyes as she was driving. And there was something to do with the way the light was reflecting off the water, and it was hitting her eyesight, that activated some type of a processing effect. I can't remember how it was explained to me now that I think about it, but I know that it had something to do with that. It had something to do with the water, the sunlight off the water, and the effect that it had on the eyes. and I guess it relaxed her, or she found that she would always start to process the day's events at that time. Um, she ended up looking further into it, right? Started to study it, research into it, and found that there was some real correlations there, and it could be triggered through sound, sight, tones, vibrations, and it's really weird. It's pretty trippy, right? It's really trippy because if you can heal, then you can also hurt, right? If you can do one with it, then you can also do the other. So it implies its implications are larger than just what it is at its surface. It makes you have to consider a lot more. You know, it's a crazy life we live in, for real. Some wild times, yeah, I bet. Escaped Witch Mountain. I don't think I watched it. No, that's definitely is it. Yep. Yep, that's it. So there are energy weapons like long range acoustic devices, but people still tend to disbelieve that there is healing energy, technology, rifles working on machines. Yeah, no, I believe it. Eddie Albert, I think, played the guy who drove the RV. Hmm. Nucky 2003, welcome to the membership. Welcome to the live and the membership. So think about Snowplow is she always randomly gifts somebody a membership that has never said a word in my chat. I would never know they were in the chat unless they got gifted a membership. So that's always the good thing about it. A lot of these people who probably never been here before, probably never coming back, have a membership for 1 month at least, thanks to Snowplow. Yeah, it was a good movie, huh? Marsfield. It was a damn good movie. Yeah, anything can be a poison or medicine. Oh yeah, seeing the horse go down in the quicksand. Never Ending Story was really good. Yeah, I want a luck dragon. Huh. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe before it became Narnia. Has anyone seen the movie Airplane from the 1980s? No, I haven't. Oh, we are at 5%. Not good. Absolutely hysterical. I got some ones. The Gods Must Be Crazy. The Quest for Fire. That's hysterical from the 1980s. I think there's the Quest for Fire. There's one of them, and The Gods Must Be Crazy, Part One, Part Two. I think that's pretty good too. It's pretty funny. I need to watch this movie too. The movies were so wholesome in our days, filled us with real emotions and hope. Yeah, they did. They don't make them like they did anymore. Elijah Wood, yeah, old Frodo Baggins. Where the crawdads sing. That sounds hella interesting. The Dark Crystal. No, they can't. Not without having at least 10 superheroes on screen at the same time. That's the only way they make a good movie now. Yeah, remakes and reboots. There's some good ones here and there. There's some good ones here and there, but nah, everyone's too afraid to do anything new. Everyone's too busy trying to one up something that has guaranteed success. We got a wasp in here. You see it right there. Oh, oh. Don't try to fucking target something through through the camera. Look directly at it and just hope you got it on camera. Trying to target something through the camera lens was funny as hell. It's a good thing he didn't move, huh? Ben Mayers, there ain't none of that around here. Princess Bride, oh yeah, that was good. My Man in Constant Sorrow, is that a movie or are you crying out for help? Fucking Dave. Garbage Pail Kids were the shit. What kind of bike you have? I had a Murray, then Dad bought me a Mongoose Sniper. Are you talking about pedal bike or motorcycle bike? Oh, pedal bike, Murray. Yeah, no, I have a Haro downtown. Downtown. Because we're going downtown. This is my baby right here. We got the sealed oversized sealed hub, Haro hubs, 14 millimeter axles, 14 millimeter dropouts, 3-piece cranks. Yeah. 3-piece chromoly cranks, triple or double wall rims, oversized headset. Got the whole fucking shebang. That's like good $900 in parts. It used to be back in the day anyway. A pair of triple wall rims. Alex triple wall rims were like $300 back in the day when I used to ride BMX. The Primo Power Bites. Alex triple wall rims and the Primo Power Bites were the top of the line when I was biking. And both of those parts costed and very easily north of $500-$600 by themselves. $300 rims, $250 pair of cranks. It was expensive. It was expensive being good at that hobby, because that's what it took. Anything less would crumple on you, crumple and fold, snap. Yeah, shit was nuts. That's why I started stealing. That's why I started stealing other bikes. I couldn't afford the stuff that would stand the abuse I could put it through, and I couldn't hold the hell are they called again? Sponsors. I couldn't hold the sponsors long enough to be able to, acquire that stuff for myself. I'd get in trouble, lose the sponsorship. But I could have been good. I could have been good one day. they're saying that they're drowning people so they can harvest our organs. I don't doubt it. People waking up missing kidneys, yeah. People are waking up dead, missing their whole bodies. Shit. Predator, that was a good one. Then a red line. Predator, is that a Schwinn? That's a Schwinn, right? Predator? No, I'm thinking of Schwinn Phantom. Who made Predator? That sounds really familiar. I can't place it though. I had a Huffy. They made good Huffies. 420. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You ever heard of the quarter ton, half ton? What do they call it? Yeah, the quarter ton Huffy, half ton Huffy and shit. They made some serious BMX worthy, fucking half pipe worthy Huffies. They did back in the day, anyways. I don't know about that, back then or anything past back then, but Huffy used to know what they were doing too. Yeah, kids had dynos, Harlows, GTs. Dinos, GTs, Diamondbacks, all that, those were just before me. Like everybody started riding Haros, Schwinn, Huffy, um, anything Dave Mira and them were riding. Matt Hoffman, whatever they were riding was gold, and they were they came up literally like the generation after. Well, they would have been riding during those generations, but they would have been riding during that generation. But where their money was at, what their sponsorships were at, and everything, the X Games and all that, they were riding Haros and all that. The Haro Back Trail, Dave Mira, or 900 series, all that good stuff. Spoiled, just kidding. I bought that for myself, man. It was about the first time that I started dating my girl here. She had me move in. Yeah, I gave up my apartment and everything. She was staying with me at my apartment, right? She had a whole house, and she was sleeping on the floor with me in my one bedroom ass apartment. That's how you know a girl likes you. Okay, just in case some of you guys are still struggling with that. If they have their own house and they are sleeping on a fucking floor with you at your one bedroom bachelor ass apartment, they like you. I gave up the apartment and I went back to her place. I still had a job and everything, and I was tattooing. So we had a lot more spendable, disposable income. And I went ahead and bought myself a bike right off the shelf that I would have wanted when I was a kid. And felt like I deserved it. I could afford it. And so I got it. Yes, he did snowplow. He did sleep through the night. I woke him up. I woke him up at like 5 this morning just to feed him. Just because I knew it was going to happen. Red lines were good. Go to music with the Mario music in your head. Yeah. Old skates with metal wheels, yeah. Duck Hunt was the shit, man. Gangster Rap Friday. Joe Montana Sports Talk Football for Sega Genesis. Oh, man. He sold it, and the guy who sold it drove it off a bridge and died by mistake. Damn. Yeah. No. Sunlight off the water is blinding. Yeah. Yep. Hello from Russia. Good to see you, Maddie. Respects to you. I am behind on the chat too, Snowplow. Don't feel bad. Richard Simmons is your spirit animal. Yeah, Maddie. I can't read every comment and tell the stories that draw people here. Schindler's List. I don't think I've ever sat through that one yet. Yeah. No, I'm always on point like that, dude. Especially because I live in an area where you can and will watch somebody walk by your window. That happened just the other night. I was in there and I had like the lights on and I was talking and I seen somebody in my grass. Like they were close enough to my front windows that they passed in my yard. So either they were cutting through my yard or they were on some bullshit outside in the middle of the night. But I shut off all the lights and I was standing there in total darkness waiting to see where they went, what they did, what they were doing. But this is such a high traffic area, it's just going to happen. People are going to be on foot cutting through our yards and shit. Awkward. I wish there was a platform like Netflix Prime, but for established filmmakers who are indie underground, because I'm sure they have some amazing movies, but they're harder to find. Love You Forever. It sounds like you have $1 million idea there. I would think put some real thought into that, because I don't know of anything that does that. There probably is, but it sounds original. Sounds like a hella original idea there. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch Schindler's List then. Definitely gonna have to check it out because it's probably inspired by somebody who did something actually really similar in real life. Who wants to go work for me most of the day? I sleep on my desk at home. Yeah, I definitely will. I have an Amazon Fire Stick though, so I don't have any interest. Or I don't have any problems finding movies. I have issues finding decent versions of those movies, but no, I can pretty much watch anything that's new or old. Is California sober? It's just weed. Raven, you have a good one too. Thank you for joining us and have a good day. AK breaks, that's fucked up, man. That's kind of like what I feel like is going to end up happening. Is either mine's going to get stolen or my kid's bike's going to get stolen because I was one of the shitheads that would run around stealing other kids' bikes. So it's only right, right? It's only right that I have a nice bike. So when they do get me back, and karma swings around, it'll count for quite a lot because it's not no garbage bike. Weighed 10 ounces, light as hell. Yeah, that's what Redline was known for. I think you're talking about Tubi. Is there a ghost in your house? There actually is. For $13 a month, I literally get every movie or TV show you could think of in the entire world. I don't doubt it. Did you steal my bike? No, it's been a while, man. I didn't steal a bike since what 2000 2000 2000 probably would have been the last time I stole a bike. I had to have been about 15 years old, 14, somewhere around there. 15 for sure. So it might have been 2001. Oh yeah. Look at that. What the fuck? That's in Mexico. My sister wanted me to go there to get the gastric bypass. I said, why? So I can come back missing a kidney. Mexico, the operations are going to be a lot cheaper. But there is obviously some risks involved. Some extra risks involved down there. But so long as you have money, I think you'll be taken care of. Yeah. I think people with money down there have a very different existence, as is the case with everybody else everywhere else. Yeah, it was Schwinn. Okay, Predator made Schwinn, or I mean, Schwinn made Predator. I thought so. I had a Black Swan. It was the top of the line. Hell yeah. Kiora, Schwinn, 360 half cab. Usually first move to learn on BMX. That's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. I like the 360 tail tap. Was like the first major BMX trick I learned that had me hooked. Right. You learn a 360 tail tap, you'll pretty much start to figure out everything else. It's naming all my son's bike heroes. All right, Matt. I appreciate you stopping through with us. Yeah, Matt's been good people. Oh, that's cool. You subscribed. That's what's up. Good morning, Ghost Grow. Ghost Grow. Ghost Grows. Okay. Yusuf, good morning. Love you from India. We appreciate that. Rizab. Yeah, it's a chill place. Notice how he never says to like and subscribe to. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not on that. I've never been on that. I've like mentioned it here every once in a while in my earlier videos because you feel like you have to. But I'm pretty like convinced at this point that you're just you. If you're just you, people are gonna vibe. They're gonna chill. They're gonna come back. If not, then you know you're either sink or swim. You either sink or swim here. Totally not that Dean guy. I don't know what it is with you and wanting to see people commit crimes on fucking live. But you gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop asking people to incriminate themselves for $100 too. That shit's weak as hell. It's insulting. That's the guy who stole my mongoose. Stealing his diamondback. Damn. That was definitely a good trade right there. That's what the natives call good trade. Good trade. No takey backsies. Ninja style. Right? That's kind of the hardest spot to be blind on is on the right side because you have no like real depth perception of the car's spatial You need spatial awareness for a vehicle, which is going to be sorely lacking if you're missing 50% of your ability to gauge distance. Actually, if you lose an eye, you lose 100% of your ability to gauge distance. Right? Because you kind of need two of them to focus, but you can guesstimate. But yeah, you're gonna bite a lot of curbs. Not bite. You're gonna bump into a lot of curbs driving around with one eyeball, for sure. How many accounts does the crack guy have? Pathetic. Hidalgo is a classic. What's up, TR1? Good to see you, brother. We got a legend in the chat. Made my YouTube opening intro music theme song. It's been down with me for a while. It's always a pleasure to have Big Thomas in the chat. TR15909. If anybody ever wants to buy beats, he makes beats. He's a producer. He's a damn good one, too. Straight from the movie theater. Ha! Yeah, Justified is bad. Like David said, it makes me paranoid, makes me look out and expect to see somebody. A lot of times I do see somebody, which just encourages me to look out more in the future. It makes him paranoid.
The automated construct lands, sweeping everything away. It activates an area of effect containment system, firing an immobilizing blast that neutralizes a massive part of the squad all at once. Despair sets in as the team tries to survive. Seizing an opening created by the team, Johnny Storm bets it all on a risky maneuver. He deduces that the internal systems are vulnerable and flies into the machine to vent its operational core from the inside out. The thermal overload causes a catastrophic failure.
Yeah, 2.5 hours already. Goddamn. Yeah, I could build a fence. I appreciate that, Snowplow. I think I'll take you up on that. I'm pretty sure we don't have Netflix. All you youngins. I refuse to grow up, right? Ain't that right? Huh. Justified. There's some real truth to that. Regression. I was serious as a heart attack when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I find the older I get, the younger I start to appear. Not physically look, but I'm starting to feel more and more like a kid the longer and further away from prison I get. Huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got Glenn beat, huh? Woodstock, baby. The letters on your shirt are backwards. Yeah, that's because of the camera. The camera records, it flips it around for you guys. Yeah, Love You Forever. They do that all the time. Yeah, I'm always getting called an Antichrist. I don't care if your name is Arachnophobia, spiders are important. A 1979 model. Huh. Weird motherfuckers in here, huh? Strange people. I might trip a bit if I saw you in person. The tattoo would be on the wrong side. Yeah. Yeah, it would. I did something weird though. Tripped me out, right? You know how you film half your face and it casts your other half of your face based on one half of it. I was doing that, and the symmetry of my face is actually it's pretty close. It didn't look different. It didn't look like it wasn't me. My teeth were perfectly matched, which was really tripped out, but I still looked the same. Yeah. Yeah, well, you do get some strange women playing. It's all right though. Yeah, that's what it. That's kind of what I figured justified. Good blue-coated jeans, yeah. Come on. Outside? Oh, hush. I still look pretty good for my age. Yeah, and the hair. Love his baby mohawk. My man keeps getting better looking the older he gets, and it's so not fair. It's funny. Native men age very well. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it is bright out here. Daylight snuck up on us old night owls. It definitely snuck up. So do us Aussie blokes. Sun isn't even up yet there. I want to get a camera back here. Because I don't know why, but this shouldn't be doing this. See that? Look at that shit. Somebody's walking over this. Somebody's walking through here and stepping over this. Probably to get over there. Sorry, I lost y'all there for a second. Hush! God damn it. Yeah, just the orange glow. Hi. Noki 45, welcome to the live. Yep, somebody's walking through here, I believe. I'd like to catch him in the act. Figure out who it is. Bear. Shut up. It's enough. Yo, when I first put this fence up, a lot like this. Pretty straight. And now it has some weird flex in it, like somebody's stepping over it. Maybe I should leave Bear out here one night. Huh. Tie him up on a fucking steel cable lead. I get those anchors. The reason why we put up a fence in the first place is because I used to, screw those big fucking hooks into the ground. But Bear, when he gets on the lead, I let him out. He takes off running until it fucking pulls. He'll like pull himself backwards. That's how hard he pulls against the lead. And he will rip that shit out of the ground. Within a week, that shit will be just flopping in and out of the ground. Yeah, German Shepherds are something else, man. German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, a whole different breed right there. And the Belgian Malinois are even worse than the German Shepherds as far as intensity. Hush. He can't stand that squirrel fucking with him. They dug out my front yard because I had tree roots growing through my water main, and they dug out my front yard and never replaced any of the grass, and now it's all red clay. Damn, that's fucked up. It's only 86 right now. Damn. Would your neighbor walk around in there? I have an issue with neighbors being in my yard at any time of the day, but more so
than anything, ones that I formerly know from my past criminal life and criminal enterprises. For them to be walking around that close to my house, looking in my windows and all that shit, they got no business doing that. You know, if I catch them doing that shit, it's on site. It is absolutely on site. They will get dealt with in expediently manner. Yes, I know expediently isn't a word. I still said it. Malcolm. Hopefully it's an animal, but if it is a person, yeah, camera would be good. When you can, if you want to build a bigger privacy fence, yeah. Going to be 87 in North Carolina, yeah. I have a few Ring cameras 420. I just need a fifth one for the backyard. Yeah, let's smoke crack. Jesus Christ, dude. 108 today, dude. Yeah, the Midwest heat. It's the humidity. It's the humidity, the wet, the fucking moisture that comes with the heat. That's hard. Because that shit'll take your breath away. The dry heat's something else too, man. Dry heat is a whole different monster. Just bought puppies almost 3 months and almost 30 pounds. Damn, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Son turned 21 today. He wants a Rottweiler. Just got his own place. Hell yeah. Rottweiler would be good for him. Somebody to keep him company. The Belgian Malinois mine is always on. He spends all night guarding the house, patrolling all night. Yeah. I bet. No, Sick Wicked. I actually do have people that frequent through these yards. Not just my yard. I mean, we got a halfway house right next to us, some kind of sober living house. We got people that I used to do crimes with, kitty corner from me, who cut through these yards, my yard and the corner yard, all the time. Yeah, justified. That's good. That is good. They're nocturnal dogs that are bred to protect the farm from critters at night, so they would wander around the house barking all night. Expediently is definitely a word in the dictionary. I looked it up out of curiosity. Okay. Expediently. Maybe it was expediently. I used to say expediently, right? Which just means fast. You put speed in the middle instead of expediently. That's what it was. I actually said the real word thinking I was saying the other word. That's funny. I prefer the dry heat. Yeah, I bet. I prefer no heat. Boston, North Carolina. Humidity is tough. Yeah, humidity is rough. Yeah, 420. You got to build him an agility course. Definitely do. Or take him out to the fucking woods where he can run around on some fallen trees and stuff, you know? Because they'll make their own course. They'll find some shit. As long as you got imagination. Yeah, Snowplow, it is my channel. He's awake again. Daylight fly by too, yeah. Expedient, the adverb in an expedient manner, fitly, suitably, with expedition, quickly. Yeah. We do that. We go rock hunting in the mountains. That's what's up. The dog still doesn't want to swim with me. Hey, yeah. Yeah, we learn something every day, right? Expediently, speed, yeah. It is weird, isn't it? Where the fuck do these go to? Bedside sleeper mode. The fuck are these? Oh well. I had a beagle for 9 years. Tribal police killed him because me and my dad's old place was marked. Ran him over. He lived for 4 more days. Damn, that's fucked up, man. Sorry to hear that, bro. That shit would fucking piss me off to no end. Yeah, they're pretty crazy. 420. They're great dogs. Great dogs. Not for everybody, obviously, but they're something else for sure. She would go ahead of me, and she knew exactly the course to take. And if she didn't see me because she was too far ahead, she would backtrack until she saw me. What did he just say? Damn, one of these guys I knew just texted me. He said he moved out of town, so I said, "That's what's up, man. I hope it's an improvement." And he said he's been sober 12 days now, and he's working on a ranch, and his blood pressure is getting better too. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy. I met this guy, some kid, fucking, a vape pen pass off, right? A weed vape pen pass off, and something about him. I started talking to him, and come to find out that he was in sore need of a friend, I guess, somebody to guide him, talk to him, let him know he doesn't have to, bend over backwards for every family member that asks for money. He's a real young guy, right? 23, 24, something like that. He just had a lot of realizations talking with me. Now I guess he quit weed and moved out to a ranch or a farm somewhere and is taking care of himself. So there's that. good though, right? He didn't have to get into his mid-30s, late 30s before he started realizing. I think I just heard my baby try to poop.
Goes into total collapse after transferring her own life energy so many times. Her body has reached the point of no return. Desperate for answers, Colossus activates native telepathic technology to understand what happened. The mental barriers melt away, fusing their memories in a clash of pure information.
Yeah, Glenn,
Truth
it is
known.
cool.
He
Good news.
experiences the moment the alien depleted her essence to pull Wasp from a lethal stasis. The weight of this selfless sacrifice leaves the mutant completely devastated. While one side deals with death, the other witnesses a miracle. The heroine presumed dead regains consciousness with absurd naturalness, fully restored and totally oblivious to the cosmic
What
quest
you doing?
involved. Miles away, the mutant
I'm trying to poop.
emerge the devourer of worlds. The atmosphere is heavy, and Magneto raises the dangerous theory that the colossal structure built by the villain might
Are you
just
trying
be
to
a
poop in here?
distraction. Cyclops demands focus on the monitoring, and at that exact moment, the data shows a sudden change, completely shattering the false sense of control the team had over the cosmic threat. Back at the base, Peter Parker discovers a machine that materializes clothes by decoding thoughts. For someone with his uniform in tatters, he sees this as the ultimate prize and rushes to test it. Without understanding the complex interface, he chooses a terminal on pure instinct in a blind leap of faith. Peter has no idea that this little aesthetic vanity has triggered an irreversible mistake. The machine doesn't dispense standard fabric. The alien material acts on its own and creeps up the hero's body with a speed that prevents any chance of reaction. The new black suit integrates perfectly with it. Believing it was just a mental design read by the contraption, Peter is satisfied, never imagining that he has just bonded with a living organism. But the distraction is short-lived. A violent tremor confirms that the end of the world has begun, and the cosmic entity has started the process of devouring the entire planet. The hero's time has simply run out. The destruction of Battleworld finally begins. As the heroes receive a telepathic warning about the imminent end, Colossus discovers
You
that
got
the
that,
process
Dad,
of
hearing?
devouring the
Yeah.
planet has been initiated. With his mind at peace,
Yeah,
he
I
makes
do.
a final
I
decision.
hear
The mutant of steel will march into a suicide
everything.
mission just
Every
to
little
ensure
sound
that the woman
it
he
makes.
loves, now in a coma, has a chance to wake up. Meanwhile, the mutants' final offensive takes shape. Storm takes the vanguard of the attack, setting off to try to destabilize the annihilation process from the air, but the entity brushes off the attack like flies. Realizing the abysmal difference in power, Professor Xavier adopts a ruthless stance and takes absolute tactical control of the team via telepathy. After a risky sacrifice creates the perfect opening,
This is
the
old.
crazy gamble
Professor
pays off.
Xavier
The team
taking a
coordinates
stance
full force attack without hesitation to
with
obliterate
no
the
chair.
alien technology once and for all. The impact of the offensive triggers a detonation of catastrophic proportions. The massive shockwave reverberates for miles, changing the weather and making it clear that something terrible has happened on the front lines. Inside the dropship carrying the reinforcements, the psychological weight shatters the team's morale. The silence and despondency highlight the fear that this might be the last ride of their lives. Bruce Banner is trapped in a frustrating limbo. His consciousness blocks the Hulk's rage, but his intellect is also fading, leaving him unable to use either brute strength or his tactical mind. Nearby, Ben Grimm's despair breaks his physical barrier. Driven by indignation and the need to protect his own, the mind that kept him trapped in human form begins to give way. His biology finally obeys, and the thing resurfaces. All that crushing weight of uselessness vanishes the moment he realizes his destructive power has come back to the surface. In another corner, Peter Parker explains the profound relief of having a new dark suit. The big discovery is that this technology requires no physical triggers.
They had just helped him pass a poop. He
He
held onto my finger and then like really like grunted and like squeezed the shit out of my finger. So
He concludes that the devourer of worlds is the true key to this cosmic enigma. But before he can finish his thought, the
What we got going
dropship
on here?
loses its systems, and gravity goes out the window. With no
I wish I
control
listened to
over
older
their
guys I was
trajectory,
knocking
the
around
group
with, but I
races
had to
for the
learn my own
imminent
way, the hard way. Sometimes that's the only way.
The sheer scale of the disaster is laid bare. The enemy's
Yeah,
monumental
Tyler, we talk about just all types of shit here, man. Whatever comes up in the chat. The foundation is largely prison experiences, people just struggles, prison struggles, incarceration, drug addiction, anything really, whatever you want. I want to take you to the mall.
You got the arcade dispenser, so yeah. Yeah. That's funny. My favorite Marvel character? Oh man, probably Spider-Man. It'd be a toss-up. Wolverine is my go-to for like any video game and stuff, but like out of all of them, Spider-Man. I like to tell people that Doc Ock accidentally switched minds with Peter Parker one time, and he got into a fight with the Scorpion, right? So Doc Ock is in Spider-Man's body. They accidentally switched minds or something like that. He goes to cock back and, you know, swing on Scorpion because Scorpion mistakes him as Spider-Man and goes to fight him, not knowing it's actually Doc Ock, one of his you know, fellow villains. And so he goes to protect himself and he punches the Scorpion and knocks Scorpion's head clean off his shoulders. Literally fatally murdered this dude without even trying, without even being aware that punching him would do such a thing. And it was that moment that he realized that Spider-Man could have killed all of them a long time ago and never has, by choice, because he's good. I also believe he could probably Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker could probably pick up Thor's hammer. Mjolnir, I honestly believe that. He probably could pick up the hammer if he tried. But the dude could solo the Avengers by himself. I think he has, right? I think there's a universe somewhere where he's killed all of them. He just holds back. People have no idea. He holds back. He is never. I think there is a universe where he's gone all out and he wiped everybody off the fucking board, soloed everybody. I think I want to see where he fights the Hulk. I gotta look up look up. I mean, you see what he did to Doctor Strange in the fucking what is that? The Mirror Universe, the Mirrorverse, or whatever it's called. Dude tied him up using math and webs. You know, that's just like, to say nothing of his strength. Yeah. Yes, Glenn from Melbourne. Oh, cool. So we got a few Aussies in here, huh? Superior Spider-Man. Is that who it was? Yeah. Yo. As strong as a mofo. He stopped Blade from killing vampires one time. Hell no. That's definitely strong as shit, huh? Yeah, yep. Yeah, people don't know that, man. They don't know that. They got him, you know, Marvel and Sony and all them, they got him looking like he's barely handling, you know, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man quests and shit. That motherfucker, they have no idea. Canonically, they have no idea what he's capable of. Blade is great. Blade is one of the best. Yeah. See, somebody just came in here and said I look like Danny Trejo's son, and I said, "What did I tell the guy?" I said he came in and said I look like Justin Bieber. I said, "You're fucking lying, because somebody's gonna come in here and say I look like Danny Trejo." Magneto is an Omega level mutant. Yes, he is. There's only a handful of them. Here we go again. Yep. I was waiting for it. Justified. Yeah. Someone always has to say it. Black Man is my favorite. Who the hell is that? Blank Man. I was gonna say, who the hell is that? Blank Man was funny as hell. He's still early game in Marvel MCU. Yeah, yeah, he is. I hope not, dude. I fucking hope not, because he's supposed to be able to. Shit, he's supposed to be able to take on Doom, right?
He's supposed to be able to fucking stand against him. Yeah, you know what gives me goosebumps? I watched that scene between Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, where Tom Holland's holding the Hoblin's glider and he's trying to kill the Goblin, Norman Osborn. And Tobey Maguire is holding the glider and he's just like effortlessly, like not effortlessly, but you can see that he's trying to, he's just trying to stop dude from killing him, but he's not straining when he's doing it, right? And like if people had any idea how much strength was being contested right there, one Spider-Man to the next, one with a murderous rage, and the other that was just like, you don't want to go here, you don't want to do this. That's just like always gives me goosebumps, man. I always love that shit. I never get tired of seeing that fucking that scene. I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. It's all right. That is all right. Only the good ones. Yeah, yeah. The Twilight series was definitely a. The only thing good it did for us was it probably got a lot of young Native men laid. That shit probably got a lot of young Native men laid. I ain't gonna lie. Team Jacob, yeah, Team Jacob was probably getting mad Native boys laid out there, fucking slurped up from the floor. Like goddamn, I was locked up for that, but I had female COs, um, trying to say shit like I reminded them of Jacob, some other crazy shit. They gave me the Twilight books to read. Like yeah, I had female COs go shake somebody down, take their Twilight books, and give them to me because I said I didn't get the reference and I didn't understand what she meant when she said that I reminded her of Jacob. I knew the kid's name, right? I was like Taylor Lautner. I kind of find that hard to believe, but all right. She's like, no, haven't you read the books? I said, fuck no, I ain't read the books. She's like, you got to read the books, and I was like, all right, whatever. If I come across them one day, I might check them out, but you're not gonna catch me just checking that out at the library or anything. I basically told her, what the fuck do I look like going to get Twilight books? Like I'm a shot caller of a fucking native car in a federal prison. I'm gonna really order Twilight on my name. So she was like, oh, okay. She goes and she steals them from somebody and brings them to me. I had to take them, right? She called me into the office to give them to me. I just walked out with them, like put them in my fucking, put them in my locker, like whatever, whatever. He gets the symbiote suit and Secret Wars with Doomsday leads into. Oh no shit! If he gets the symbiote suit, yeah, Doctor Doom's got some fucking work cut out for him. We got some work to do now. Same snow. Huh. Born and bred, Peninsula. Okay. When I watched Spider-Man, it was a cartoon. I know, right? Yeah, definitely. I grew up on Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire did an amazing job bringing him to life. Andrew Garfield did an even better job. My only beef with Andrew Garfield is he was a little too cool, right? He wasn't nerdy enough. He wasn't loser enough. They tried to make him loser enough, right? It didn't really work. He was still kind of just really cool. Tom Holland was a great at the kid-like banter, right? The kid-like reactions. Oh wow, that's so cool. Like the way he reacted was very actually like the comics. It is a kid. It's a kid that's like got the mind of a genius and like the power of a fucking walking god. Like it's a hard one to balance out. But Toby Maguire is the OG. He's the OG, and I'm glad they included him into the whole Marvel universe. Even though that was strictly Sony, right? That was strictly Sony in the beginning. He had nothing to do with Marvel and all that shit. My trailer broke. Oh, Landon, I'm sorry to hear that. Shout out from Memphis. We got much love from Memphis. Just because I watch just about every vampire movie, I had to watch them. Yeah, I had to watch them too. So don't feel bad. Justified. If you're having trouble sleeping, that's funny. I'm not into sci-fi, fairies, vampires. I like nonfiction, autobiographies, documentaries. On Leavenworth? Yeah, that's a good one. No way, Tyler. Twilight New Moon was required reading for an English class. Oh yeah, Idiocracy is definitely coming. Idiocracy is definitely on its way. It is closer than we like. Great take on it, for real. Hey, for real. Justified. I refuse to read it. I don't doubt. I don't blame you, bro. I do not blame you. There was nothing to be learned from that shit. You know what? This is my exact words to her, because I told her. She's like, "Oh, you got to read it. You got to read it. It's really good. And then you got to watch the movies, because then you have the faces to the characters and this and that." I was like, "I'm really just not interested in reading this story from some fucking lust-driven teenage chick, you know." She's trying to get boned down by two fucking teenage vampires and two teenage monsters. I was like, I'm really not interested in reading her thoughts about lusting after these two boys. That's just not really for me to like get down with, you know. I was like, but you know, if it comes across, if I happen to come across it, yeah, I'll check it out. That's what I said, right? I told her I wasn't interested in it because I'm a grown ass man, and I don't need to know what runs through a teenage girl's fucking brain when she's looking at, you know, the guy she wants to get her rocks off on because he's a vampire, or because he's a fucking native werewolf. And so she went out and took the books from somebody and brought them to me. And we went on a lockdown, and it was the only thing I had in my locker, so I ended up reading them. And yeah, I could see why she said that Jacob, I reminded her of Jacob. But still, that shit was weird. I read a great book about Leavenworth Prison. I can't remember the name of it. That's all right. I made my nephew a Spider-Man key, and he proceeded to tell me he didn't like Spider-Man anymore. He's 30 years old. Hell no. Once he gets my age, he's going to be looking at all Spider-Man shit again. Watch. Made a C on the quizzes, though, that, hey, you definitely passed. You don't have to do that shit again. Are you a female? Whoa, dub shot. You get fucking Twilight, yeah. Yeah, it is good. You're as? Yes, I am native. I could tell. Oh, brother, yeah. It's all good. I have now given you a nickname, Twilight. Twilight. Instant sub. That's what's up, brother.
The mystery of his desertion reveals itself as a blind escape from reality, overcome overcome by the fear of being
What are
slaughtered
you
in the
doing?
final battle, the hero threw his duty in the trash.
Oh, you're
He
done, aren't
abandoned
you?
his loyalty to the team to
Are
try
you ready?
and validate an irrational obsession with the
He's ready.
inhabitants of that world. The
Said he's
revelation
ready.
of
Euro
his
Jib?
whereabouts
Alright, that's what's
destroys
up.
the internal trust of the hero team.
Got
But
some
the
of the
realization is far
Ojibwe
more
brothers in the chat.
Colossus's uncontrollable affection is just a chemical dependency, an emotional addiction
Yeah.
generated
Right,
by
where the red
being
fern
a hero.
grows
The
is
heroes are
definitely
now
good.
going to war
Good read.
shorthanded because of a biological illusion. With no time to rescue their ally, the suicide journey reaches its domain. They are voluntarily walking into the jaws of every step was anticipated. They are merely sheep presenting themselves for slaughter. But Doom
We got some work to do now. Scooby-Doo-Doo. Where are you? What? What? Tickety-tickety-tickety. Tickety-tickety. Tickety-tickety. Yo. Yeah, can you stop kicking? Thank you, sir. You kicked away. Why do you guys try to eat your sleeper? Bam. It's 8 o'clock. That time. Stick 'em up. Oh my goodness. Wow. Kid, what are they feeding you? Ooh-wee. Just stir up a little. Yeah. That's right. Lift them up. Check out this one. Yeah. Time for going. Oh, look, it's got a button. Got a little button for you. Do you handle it? Tell me all about it. Alright. It's a little big for him yet. Just barely. It's the feeties, the little feetsies that are kind of struggling to fill out there.
Bam. There it is. He needs a bib still. Mr. Little Boss. I get the little Mr. Boss bib today. Just like that. Let's see here. What man is reading the chat? Yeah. Well, you guys have been busy. Trying to catch up on comments here. You guys have been going off, huh? Okay, here we go. James Joyce or Truman Capote. Oh, Yeller. Nope, Twilight. Here, get a time check. It's 8 a.m. for me here. 7:58, 7:59 right now, actually. We lost a good cousin of mine. Her name was Caroline. She'd been through the horror residential school. She was 63. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Ro. Definitely a tragedy right there. A lot of history left with her. Real life history. Just a little giggle. Yeah. Tyler, the hat is from Vegas. No, my girl got it for me in Vegas. I'm from North Dakota though. Yeah, there's a lot of different history in the names Marsfield, depending on who you hear it from. Let me see those piggies. Yeah. Right, Tyler. Great power comes great responsibility. Settle down. you excited when you found out that your girl was pregnant and you were nervous about being a dad? You could say that, right? There's a few things I went through. I'll tell you one thing. You will never feel more scrutinized for the first time than when the woman you are with really gauges whether or not this is a road she wants to go down with you. For the first time, my girl actually looked at me, right? Like, actually looked at me. And she didn't find me lacking. Hey, she didn't find me lacking. Because I know for a fact that was never something that she thought would happen. And it wasn't something that I know that she was willing to do. Because her first one was done by herself. The first one, zero help, right, from the sperm donor. And he's nearby. Motherfuckers in the city limits. So she wasn't exactly looking forward to going through that again. And I think I made it real easy for her this time around. I think that makes a big difference. Not abandoning them when they need the help. You know, I was able to, I was the one that was working. I was the one that was the only one that was bringing the check home. And I was doing both. I was working full time and I was tattooing. And I was doing fucking videos when I could, right? I was still telling stories and stuff here. And she was sitting at home, nesting. Nesting and sending me out for fucking pickle flavored ice cream popcorn and shit like that. Corn chips that taste like 10-day-old Doritos or whatever pregnant women crave. Weird shit like that. But yeah, definitely I feel lucky to have a woman that was willing to bear my child. This is not something that we as men can do on our own, right? They got to be willing to do that for us. You can call me Twilight. Trinaria, cute. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Till I'm married, then I'll be Misters. He's trying to figure out where the sound is coming from. That's cute. Is there a wedding soon? Probably. Probably. Should get a ring pop, yep. Healthy and happy. I hope he does. Yeah, I hope he does. A happy chappy, yep, he is. How to say snowplow, that's funny. Free babysitting, yeah. I appreciate that, Justified. He does look right at the camera. Isn't that tripped out? Yeah, he did. You see that? With the bib. He was like, bah. He's like, get that shit off me. $11 p.m. there. Yeah, that's right. You're in the Aussie. You're an Aussie, aren't you, Ruth? Glenn's like, I am the future. A Jewish person supporting anarchy. Who would have stuck? Who would have thought? Stuck? Is that a 69 month? 6 to 9 month? 3 to 6 month that he is. Yeah, it is. It's a 3 to 6 month. I can't fit him in any 3-month clothes anymore. He weighed 8 pounds. Is it 8 pounds and 12 ounces or something like that? I'd have to check again. I don't know. I'd have to check again. Now she didn't deliver it alone, but she was pregnant alone, right? And then she gave birth, and then when after the baby came out, she had him alone. He was never there. Even when his dad was in the house, figured I might as well boot him out and be a true single parent. Fuck, for real. If they're not trying to help at all. Yeah, the heavy ones are content, huh? Yeah, yeah, it was. He was supposed to be due on 420. We were gonna what's that called again? Conduct, conduce, induce, conduce, induce, conduce. I don't know, but we were supposed to induct him a week early, and we ended up getting put off and put off and put off all the way up until the day before he was actually due. And he grew about 2 ounces a day in weight. So any longer, and it would have been an issue. It was scary. It was scary as it was. There was a few moments where more and more fucking nurses kept walking in, and they're trying to tell us everything's fine. Just keep pushing. This is just standard procedure. I'm like, no, I can tell. Y'all might be good at pulling the wool over everybody else's eyes, but I read rooms from a mile away. you know, all of you are fucking scared to death right now. Every single one of you scared to death, which got me scared, you know, because they do this shit day in, day out. It's probably the sixth, seventh one today. When they start looking concerned, then they grabbed her legs, right? They grabbed her legs and they pushed her knees like up on her chest, and they were like, push, like now. And I started getting after her. I was like, babe, you got to do this. Like you can tell, they're getting antsy, they're getting worried. She had been pushing, and been pushing. And I was getting worried. Yeah, it's scary. You don't know if you're gonna, you know, come with one life and leave with a different life. You're supposed to come with one life and leave with another, not in lieu of. You know what I mean? It's scary. It's a scary thing. Yeah, my son was 8.5, 22 inches long and a big head. I looked like the Michelin Man when I was a baby. Just rolls on rolls. Then I grew up a skinny kid. Yeah. I was with my mom when I had my son. I'm glad I was able to be there. I'm glad that she found a lot of comfort and a lot of strength in having me there. Yeah, induce justified. That's right. That's funny. Spider-Man fan. I'm wearing a hat because I like to. Did the natives and the Mexicans get off the yard? And have you ever seen that situation? Not against each other. Not against each other, but I've seen the Mexicans get off on pretty much get off on every other race. Yeah, they'll squabble with whoever. My husband didn't have the money to buy my engagement ring right away, so I got engaged with the gumball machine ring. Hell yeah. Those are the best kinds. Those are the best kinds of proposals, right? Yeah. But yeah, I think that my girl was definitely worried about what this experience would be like, bearing another man's child 17 years after the first one, I might add. Yeah, she was super young, the first one. Super young. Kids raising kids. But he's a good kid. Good fucking kid. Goes to school and is raised on a farm doing like farmhand shit, right? Like actual labor. They're out in the boondocks. There is no city life, you know. Even when he's here in the city, he's content to just soak up the Wi-Fi and be on Minecraft and all that shit. Like when I was 17, I was out there chasing drugs and trying to get tail. He's not really concerned about that just yet, which is great, right? That's fucking great. That's the way it was supposed to be. That's the way it was supposed to be for all of us. But none of us were ever provided the environment in which we could afford to not worry about those types of things. You know what I mean? We started having to worry about very adult matters very early on because we were raised by people who couldn't provide the peace, the environment in which that was possible. So I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed with the kid that she made on her own. Really am. He's a good dude. He's a good kid. And I realized that when I realized I had absolutely no qualms about leaving him alone with my kid, like I trusted him. I trusted him to watch him and accept him as his own brother, his own flesh and blood, and he does. So it's great. You got drywalled. Hell yeah, justified. Tyler, I went to jail. I went to jail and prison and federal prison, all for dealing drugs when I was 19 years old, which is over a lifetime ago, right? Like I feel like 20 years is a lifetime for most people. That's as old as they'll ever live to be. And they got to experience a whole lifetime, and die young in a car crash or something like that. I was 19 years old. I'm 40 now. And I remember being like 28, 29, 30 years old, somebody asking me what I was in prison for. And I remember sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, what the fuck am I in prison for? I was like, oh, yeah, I sold drugs. Right? Like, it's so long ago. You're not even the same person anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you've already, so many things have taken place since then. You're just not the same. It's like, wow, I'm really here for drugs. That's crazy. I'm here for drugs when there's people touching kids and getting out in fucking years. There's people over here killing people, right? Killing people, fucking running into people drunk as shit on the fucking on the roads and are getting slapped on the wrists. You know, I provided a service. I paid. I got paid to give people what they came looking for, and I got treated like a fucking murderer. But I really was. Meth ain't nothing to sneeze at. Meth ain't nothing to sneeze at all. But it's just a matter of the fact that their main beef with that, why we get so much time, is the monetary value in which they lost out on. We made a lot of money that they weren't able to tax. That's what their issue is. That's why it's illegal. They can't tax you for touching kids. Which is why you only get a couple years for it. Different times, yeah. You have evolved. Fedskin, Ligma, Ligma anus. I think I told you I was adopted. Yeah, you did. She absolutely loved them. As soon as I was born, I was taken from her. She missed out on a lot. Damn, that's fucked up. Ray, you too, brother. I appreciate you stopping through. The well wishes. I totally get what you're saying. You have a calm, rational perspective of it. I can respect that. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. And we can all be from different walks of life and still recognize, the truth. Truth is right there in front of y'all. And sometimes it's easy to accept, sometimes it's not. Some of us don't have the luxury of denying it. Some of us have to face it every day. But a lot of them will tell you the only difference between us and them, I'm speaking of the guards and people in uniform that guard you, is that they never got caught. That's it. They never got caught. It's got criminals guarding criminals. It is 8:20. I am going to have to start getting ready to get this day going, get everybody where they need to go. Once I am free and on my own again, I'll hit you all up and we'll see what we can do. Until then, y'all have a good day. Appreciate everybody stopping through, hanging out, sharing their thoughts and feelings, stories, hitting the like, subscribing, everybody that came through. I appreciate it. We're finally free from federal signing off. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out.